everyone. Welcome to Soccer We Like It, the Man United Direction, the fastest and biggest fan channel in the United States. We are here, end of season. The football season literally ended yesterday. We are here to summarize it in a little nice big bowl with the positives, the ups and the downs. I'm here with the UK crew. Leading the UK crew is the analyst, Vin. Welcome to the show. Been a while.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
All right. Also representing UK, Mr. Smiley. Kay, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while. We did one
Welcome.
show together. How are you, brother?
Good to see you. Yeah, good, good. Made the
And
season over. Good.
representing the USA senior contributor, Joe, the soul man, Mr. Positive. How are we?
Hey, what's going on, like guys? What's going on?
So,
What's up,
right,
fellas?
right, right, right. Man United did finish 15th in the Premier League. They got 42 points. They got to 40. They got extra 2 points. Gave them in £3 million. I think I don't know how much they got, what they talked about the breakdown. They got to 15, so got a few more millions from TV money again. But they won a total of 11 games, lost 18, and drew 9, giving them a total of 42 points. The lowest they've ever been since the Premier League started in 1993. They've never, ever had this. But with United, everything always has a first time, breaking records in the wrong direction. So, as it is now, we finished the season. We lost the Europa final to Spurs, who were worse than us in the Premier League. But they are going to the Champions League with £100 million kitty to do what they need to do. Kay, I'm going to start with you. Summarize United's season in however you wanted. The worst player, best player to you. You got 3 minutes. Go.
Season was a calamity from when we started it with Ten Hag. I said many times that should never have happened, even though he won the FA Cup. Look what Tottenham did. Tottenham won the cup, got rid of Ange. We won the cup. I think because we won the cup with Van Gaal and they sacked him, I think maybe in their heads they were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that. But with Ten Hag, he was stinking up the play. At least when Van Gaal got sacked, he lost it by a goal difference, top four. Season to forget. Just when you think things can't get bad, yeah, it was a shambles. And I could see now like everyone was like, Amrin should come in, but he clearly didn't want to come in without a window, without his player. But I think it was a blessing in disguise him coming in, seeing the character of players, seeing how they act and behave. They can't pull the wool over his eyes. But it's been a good. That's a positive, I'd say. Best player? Is it for the whole season? Would you say
Yeah, for the whole season, who would you say were your top? You could even say top
Bruno?
two players.
Bruno, not even close. Bruno with his was it 19 goals and 20 assists or something like that? It was quite close to that. Worst player? Wow,
Are there many?
probably Hoyland. Probably
It's only
Hoyland.
Hoyland. It's got to be Hoyland.
Hoyland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to try
Wow.
and be a bit more diplomatic, but yeah, Hoyland's one that jumps
Wow.
out.
Hoyland. He's so
Mhm.
Um,
trash.
Apart from that, there's positives to look at. Players are running down on their contracts. Ericsson and Lindelof, thanks for your service. Off you go. Obviously Sancho, Rashford, Anthony, got to try and get them off the books, and yeah, get some of that dead wood out that's finally been there for too long. So yeah, it's looking Cunha coming in. That's a positive. Like we need to build a team around him now.
All right.
So
Thank you,
yeah.
Mr. Smiley. Thank you. Joe, positive Joe, where are we? How was the season in your summarized version?
Uh, man, uh, a fucking roller coaster, man. A roller coaster in a tornado. That's what our season was like,
Ouch.
man. It
That's
was
a
just,
lot.
you know, but just like Kay said, blessing in disguise in a lot of ways. If Ruben didn't come in, he would have had to learn everything that he learned about the squad next season. You know, we didn't get relegated. And to be honest, if you look at the level of football that's being played in the Champions League, bro, do we really need to be in that competition, man? We need to just stay home for a little bit. Like how, these youngins, or even older cats too, they have a lot of trouble in their life. They can't get their life together. That's because they're always going outside. They're always outside. We need to stay our asses home and work on ourselves. We need to start drinking some tea, start drinking some water. There needs to be like a full on 100% like complete aura change in that at that club, with everybody. Financially, we're in the mud. It made it even worse this season with the interview with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, basically telling us we're looking like we're about to go bankrupt and stuff like that. And I'm like, man. So yes, the 200 mil from the Champions League would have definitely helped, but I think overall being in Europe would have hurt us more than than the benefits we would have gotten from that money. I get it. If we need to play money ball, right? That's what we need. We need to play Moneyball for those that don't. It's just another word for analytics. We need to hunt. Our recruiting's got to be on point. We got to hunt good players quality, that are technical, that can fit in, that are versatile. And if we can do that, I think we can get top 10 next season, man. That's what I'm looking at right now.
All
Top
right.
10.
Your best players this season?
Best player.
Best players. It could be
It's,
one or
it's
two.
it's
Could be.
unfortunate he got injured. Mine would have been Ahmad, right? Because there was a good 3 months where he was just unplayable. He was just killing it, right? And
Mm,
Bruno went through large phases of the season where he was dead food, but
mm.
I'm gonna give it to Bruno as far as captain's concerned, mentality throughout the entire season, stayed healthy the entire season. That a lot of people don't. That's a hell of an attribute, man. Being able to play all those games, So I'll give it to Bruno. And worst player easily, Hoyland, easily Hoyland.
No competition in that one.
No competition. Not
Competition
even.
all by himself.
I'm not even sure if there's anyone that's close. Like
Wow.
as far as like how poor he was. Um, Dalot on the left. Yeah, that was really bad. Dalot on the left was really bad this season. So I'm gonna give Hoyland the edge because that's his actual position.
Okay.
Dalot was just trying to put in a shift.
Okay. Thank you. Vim, the analyst, where are we? You summarize your season, best player, worst player, and yeah, how you saw the
Um,
season.
Mixed feelings, really. I was glad we got rid of that dead weight in Ten Hag, and when was that? Just before Christmas?
Yes.
Um, it was, wasn't it? It was before Christmas.
Yes.
I was really, really happy that they managed to
October.
get. When was it?
October. It's at the
October.
half term.
October. Oh, so
It's right
quite
Yeah.
after the
very early
Leicester
on.
game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
End of
So
October.
was.
that was really good news. At the time, I was really excited for
I think
Ruben to
with that
join.
the West Ham game was his final game.
Mm,
Yeah.
We lost
And then
7.
Leicester was the first game I went to it, Van Nistelrooy one.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
Amorim came in November actually, but Ten Hag was dismissed in October.
right. That's true. You're very right.
So, so that was a positive. I thought this is going to be the turning point in our season. That
Mm,
we've got the coveted manager that everyone
mm,
wants.
mm,
And fortunately, I think we lost a couple of games, and then we lost one. And he mentioned this in his interview. The storm is coming. So I thought, okay, what's going to happen here? Is he seeing something within the squad or in the club that is going to cause serious issues? And it was all true to form. It played out exactly how he said it. The storm did come, and the storm never went away. So for the entire
mm,
season, there was a grey cloud over Manchester for pretty much all the games, apart from some of the games that we had in Europe. So it was extremely painful to watch. Um, I when I wear this shirt and I'm out and about and I speak to other teams, sorry, other fans of other teams, they say, "Oh, I'm not sure about that shirt." I said, it's been a horrid season. We know that, and we suffered a lot,
Tell
and
me about it.
we get absolutely ribbed everywhere we go, right? So
Hmm.
other, teams chats, people are just rinsing our team and our club. It's been a complete embarrassment, So, as fans, imagine the turmoil that we have to go through. What are the players going through?
I
What's
could
the club
imagine.
and the staff going through? They're living with that shame week after week of these terrible losses. I was really hoping it would turn around, but Ruben talks a good talk. He's good in interview. He says the right things. And I was just hoping that it would turn it around quicker than having to go right to a final in Europa League and get beaten by the Spurs, who've now beaten us 4 times, and I think 3 Ruben have been in charge. So I was so sad that he couldn't figure out how to beat them. Whereas Spurs did change their game plan, and
Yeah.
that would have been a bonus. That would have been a little bit of
Yeah.
icing on the cake, but we
Yeah.
didn't get that. So really, really awful season, one that we want to forget. And we can see that our forward line is atrocious, apart from Ahmad. So Garnacho, Rasmus, absolutely. Rasmus for me is the worst player because we bring him in as expensive forward, and the guy can't score any goals. The guy can't do any hold-up play. The guy can't bring others into play. He's a workhorse, but that's pretty much it, and we need a lot more. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why it doesn't seem to work, but there's a lot of things that we don't know about the club, which is causing issues. And I think there's also a lot of disharmony in the dressing room. I think there are camps, there's cliques, there's serious disharmony within that dressing room. I don't think the players are playing for each other. I think people are just playing to fulfill their contracts and just turning up, going to work, but not really turning up, in their heart.
Right.
So yeah, one to forget. And the great news is what's come in the past couple of days, that signing a good centre forward like Cunha, and I think he needs someone strong next to him to lead that forward line, because I think defensively we're okay. We put ourselves under a lot of pressure, but if we can get that ball forward, and we've got 2 strong forwards, tall, powerful, really aggressive forwards who can keep the ball up, then I think we should probably not see as much punishment at the back. So I think we need to keep the ball in the opposition's half, whereas constantly just sitting back and defending for 80 minutes a game. So yeah, things to look forward to.
So your best player for the season?
Well, the most consistent player, the player who shows up for every game, the player who's chipped in for goals, who's helped out in defending, is the player who takes all the free kicks, who takes all the corners. They don't all come off, but the most consistent player is Bruno Fernandes.
Okay.
And so I think there was a poll saying, would we sell him for 100 million and spend the money? Well, I think is where do we find another player like that? Where do we find someone like that? I know he's 30 now, but if he can stay fit, he's the metronome of that team. He's the creative spark. Everything goes through Bruno.
Yeah.
Everything goes through Bruno.
Yeah.
When Bruno is not playing, this team doesn't know what they're doing. So I think it's pivotal for this club for the next couple of seasons until we can find a good replacement. And these creative players, the Pirlo types, the Real Madrid player, come from
Which
my name.
one?
Cruz or Modric.
Modric, yeah, the Modric
Right.
type of player, the Pirlo type of player.
Right.
Bruno is kind of going in that direction where he's the
Mm.
creative spark, he's the hub of it. He
Right.
picks. I mean, the last game against Villa, did you see those deft passes he was just picking out all
Mm.
the time? It's just deft touches. I don't know why people don't see that. What he does for our team.
Take it
He
for
gets a
granted.
lot of unfair criticism. I really don't think they understand football. When they see how much Bruno puts himself on the line for us. The
Right.
guys run ragged sometimes.
Yep.
I
Okay.
just don't see how they don't see that.
And should
Anyway,
I guess who your worst is gonna be? Or sorry, we already know who that
I
is.
think I think we're all unanimous here. It's got to be Rasmus, and we need to
Right.
ship him out
Right.
quickly.
Wait,
So
real quick, Vim. Would you sell Bruno for 200 million? Same with UK. Not
Why
no.
200
why is that
million.
even a
You don't.
question? 200
I'll go
million.
first. For me, the money is good if you spend it well, but who out there now can we say can do what Bruno does? That'll come in, hit the ground running, and do it. You're gonna miss. So this season is I think in 57 games, he scored 19 or created 19 and scored 20. It's one or the other. So that's like that's less than a goal or an assist in every other game, basically. And then he's fit all the time, always available. You never hear any bad press coming out about him. He's always doing good stuff for the women's team or doing stuff for the club. And I don't think you can replace that character. And who's the natural captain to come in? That's another thing people are not realizing. You
Yeah.
let Bruno go, who's going to keep the standards in the club? There's no,
Not
for me,
Harry.
there's no standout. There's no standout. And there's no one that's always fit and available, that's consistent. It's just almost like the Pogba thing again. Let him go. And then everyone's like, oh, we should never have let him go.
But Pogba was
You
never
miss,
captain material, was he, as well?
no, but I mean, like, you missed his
Mm,
creativity.
yeah.
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 But when Bruno joined and Maguire was captain, the way
Yeah.
Bruno used to step forward to give the interviews, to talk about honestly about how the team is doing, I saw a captain in him straight away. I
Yeah.
thought this is the guy who should be the captain, not Maguire. And he was almost, I don't know how long it took, about a year or so before he got the captaincy. But you
I
can
think
see
Eric Ten
that's
Hag changed it. Eric Ten Hag changed it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it took a while because, Maguire as captain, he's absolutely atrocious as a captain. There's no real leadership there from a player's point of view.
Right.
Maybe as a I don't know, being
I
the strong-eyed, but I don't know.
Character.
I thought the
Yeah.
leadership was there. He just at the time his form was so bad. It was
Who,
hard for him
Maguire?
to,
Maguire.
yes, it was hard for
Yeah,
him to impose himself as a leader
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
his
I agree.
form was just, it compromised him. His form compromises
yeah.
anything he could have done as a leader.
You have to lead by example, right? So if
Yeah,
you are
True.
the leader of your team, you've got to be up there with your performances. And
Mm-hmm.
he was down there with his performance, so he couldn't
Yeah.
really lead and
Faults
captain the
and
team.
mistakes and all sorts.
Yeah, but in terms of
Ah,
selling Bruno, right? If Bruno wanted to leave and he wanted to take that Saudi job for 100 million, I would say, well, more power to him. If he wants to go and seek a career elsewhere with,
right.
more than double the wages, then he should do it if that's what he wants.
Right.
I think if you're ever going to replace Bruno, we have to get someone who is a creative spark, a creative genius, and has got the amazing work rate that he has, and also have leadership ability. And those players are hard to find,
Mm-hmm.
like the natural number nines. They're also quite a rare breed at the moment. I think Bruno can develop into that Pirlo um, type of character, Modric
Yeah,
type of character.
Modric.
He's got the
100%.
quality, he's got the vision. He's already
100%.
there for me. But a couple more years, I think that's what we're going to see with him.
Right. Okay. So the season has ended. 42 points, 18 defeats, 11 wins, 9 draws. United finished. They got because there was a point like United get to 40, they got to 42. Lowest ever we've ever had in the Premier League era. Ever. We thought last season was bad, this was worse. But my question to you guys, can it get worse than this? Or this is bottom literally the last this is the bottom we can get. We can't get any lower than this. Okay, quickly.
It can always get worse. Like, do I think it'll get worse? No, personally, no, not with Amrin in there. He's basically coming to a house fire with a bucket of water. The Sancho, the Rashford stuff, the takeover. Everyone's saying, oh, but he should get a response. He got a response from some of the players, but there's a lot, like Keane used to always say, there's a lot of bluffers in the squad that are there. And you could, I've said it for years, even when Ten Hag was there, it still doesn't feel like a team to me. Like in a cup, I've always said we're a cup team. A real team builds sustainability,
Right.
consistent run. This we haven't been a team since Mourinho for me.
Wow.
Like you could see when Mourinho, even when we were in the Champions League finals, Zlatan on the sideline, Bailey, who else was there? And you could see
Sure.
Shaw, you could feel the spirit. Was it doesn't feel like a team to me at all. I think
Right.
actually to be honest, maybe a little bit of a team when Solskjaer was there, but I think that's because he let them get away with murder. And you had Marshall, Rashford, and Greenwood up top. But
Right.
yeah, I don't think we've been a real team since Mourinho, personally. And
Right.
it's just, yeah, we've had mismanagement, agents taking the mickey, and players being empowered because the disarray at the top. So I think Amrin's got out the team. So almost got to do what PSG have done: start again, get the best talent, youngsters that are hungry, and build a team off the pitch and on the pitch. Because people don't realize at PSG, I was watching an interview. Like Luis Enrique changed a lot in the club, not just in the playing stuff, like within the behind the scenes.
Hmm.
So people were let go. But
What do you think? What do you
obviously,
think he changed? Because the transformation at
you know,
PSG has been
We, we,
pretty
we will
amazing.
get we will get there. We'll get there. We'll get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
listening
we'll
to
get there.
the what's his name, the owner, and he was saying like Enrique made me change things
Okay.
within behind the teams, and we changed direction because of Enrique.
Wow.
So
Because Pochettino was there, wasn't he?
yeah, but he was there when you had like was Messi still
Messi.
there when he was there?
I think yeah, he
So
did. He
when
was. And
you're a
Mbappe,
manager, when you're a manager like Pochettino, you got a Messi and Mbappe, you know who's got more of a power in the club.
the players.
Yeah, like you have to be a certain manager to have a certain power over those sort of players. Like Messi calls the shots, whatever club he goes to.
Same thing Inter Miami now. He's calling the shot for the
Yeah,
whole MLS league, which is so
exactly.
embarrassing. And people are beginning to like, this is not right.
Mm. But yeah,
The
it's just
the the wage drill dropped by 200 million as well with those superstars leaving.
yeah.
Hmm. Right. Let me use this opportunity to welcome the one and only Mr. Fortress. Ken, welcome to the show. Representing the UK. Been a while. How are you, brother?
Hello, yes, doing well, doing
Right. You have
fantastic.
2 minutes to summarize Man United's season, best player, worst player, and that's it. 2 minutes. Go.
Man United season, look at my background. That's it, done. What was the other two questions?
Best player of the season, your best favorite players, and your worst players this season.
Favorite player, zero, no one.
Damn.
Um, Worst player of the season, everyone.
Damn.
Nothing. Dude, yeah, let's not even start the conversation.
No Bruno, no
There's
Come
Ahmad.
on,
no,
I know you're not
no.
putting I know you're not putting Hoyland in the same category as Ahmad.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Broom, but it's like the worst, the best of a bad bunch, basically. It's no, it's like basically what we should be asking was who was the worst player out of the lot. There's no player of the season. The player of the season went to Bruno because he did some good stuff, but overall, the season has been a disaster. This is the worst season that we've had in Premier League era. So there's no for
42
me.
points.
There's no positives. Nothing.
Right.
There's one positive. We didn't get relegated. That's a
Well,
positive.
well,
Hey, you gotta
That's
take it when you
messed
get
up.
them. You take it
That
how
is
you
how
get them.
bad we are. But yes, we finished 15th, 42 points, 18 defeats, 9 draws, 11 wins. As you said, Ken, the lowest we've ever had, 42 points. But I asked just before he came in, it can get worse, but I don't think it can get worse after this season.
no, yeah, surely not. It's not. I don't think it'll ever be as bad as
Mm,
this season has been. No.
mm,
Joe,
Well,
Joe, I see you coughing there. What's the problem?
I
and I
wouldn't
don't
say
blame you.
that.
I don't
I
blame you
would
for
not
doing
say
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what? As it stands, I can understand why you're reacting like that because it's bleak. The situation is bleak, man. Where do we start? We've got Ineos there, traditionally and historically haven't done well with the clubs that they've, run in the past. We're in debt. We didn't make the Champions League. It's terrible. I don't know. We are relying on sales. And Ineos are not a company or an organization that you can kind of trust to make some key drastic decisions. The Arabians would basically breach the what's it called, FFP rule, take a 10-point deduction and rebuild the team. That's what the Sheikh. If we had Sheikh Jassim, or they'll just say, you know what, what's the what's the consequence of doing what we're going to do? Is it 2 points? Is it 5 points? You take it. If we lose 10 points, if we start the season with minus 10 points and we have the players that we want, that are gonna make. I'm talking about players that will make the real difference. Because we have the money, let's do it. But Ineos are not going to do that. So
Do you
yeah,
have
man.
any contacts in Qatar that you could ask? Do us a
Not
favor.
me. I don't know. I don't.
The Glazers are gonna
Right.
have to want to sell.
Yeah, well, that's
We
what
know
it
the
is.
Yeah.
Qataris want
So,
to buy.
so
Mhm.
said we have seen the worst, and hopefully this troubled tornado, twister, hurricane will be blowing away from United. We've seen it all. Twister, we've had the worst of the worst this season. I'm hoping with a good preseason, a few good buys, I use the word a few good buys, can turn the mentality and the progression of United going forward next season. Um, they did a postseason in Hong Kong, Malaysia because they need the money. They said it was a thank you to the fans. They're not
Did you
gonna.
guys see the bus parade?
No, I did not.
No,
That
I
was
did not.
embarrassing, man.
Was
There
it?
Really?
Let
was
me
a
see.
bus
Let me.
parade. Yeah.
United. Everybody say United. That one. That was embarrassing.
Really?
Us.
It was so stupid. I
What
swear.
did
It's
the
the most
people turn
stupidest
up?
thing. Yeah. Where were they? In Malaysia, right? And then there's
Yeah.
Yeah,
ladies on the
Malaysia.
compare saying, "Yeah, we got Manchester United here. Say United, United," and no one was saying United.
Wow. Did they
It was
understand
just
what she wanted?
silence.
Did they
She was trying to like
be the hype
Share
hype the
everybody.
person?
crowd
Yeah.
up. She was
Yeah.
trying to hype the crowd, and no one was responding.
Wow.
It was so embarrassing,
Did they understand what
honestly.
she was trying to say? Did they understand? Maybe they didn't
Yeah,
understand
they
language barrier. No.
no, it just said United. Say United, and like people were thinking, what?
Yeah. Because the players got booed, didn't they? The players
Did
got
they get
booed.
booed? Oh
Yeah.
my
That's
god.
Yeah.
messed
After
up.
the crowd came. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the
Oh,
fans
in the
expect a lot
crowd,
more,
yeah.
obviously.
Oh.
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah. Yeah.
mess. So we all said we lost the Europa League final, which could have given us a bit of some pride to the Spurs. Spurs were worse than us in the Premier League. They were worse than us. But when it mattered, they knew what to do. So we said we want to go to the Champions League. We all saw the Champions League final yesterday. There are levels in football, and that, my friends, was football at its best. We all saw one of the greatest semi-finals of all time, Barca and Inter. 7-6 over two legs, no penalties, just pure football. And these guys went there in front of 2 billion people watching worldwide and got destroyed and humiliated and obliterated in front of the whole world. 5-0. This is the level of PSG now. How far are we from that level of Champions League football? I'm going to start with Ken.
We're miles away. We're miles
Like
away.
3 players
Um,
away, 1 season away.
no, no. I don't even know. I think it depends on how you know how good we do this season. If we perform well this season, then we I don't think we can judge the gap right now. It's like million miles. But if we finish in a good position next season and we perform well, we know the players that we need to buy to take us from where we are to even top four. If you go out there and get Osimhen, if you get Osimhen up front, we've got Cunha. You get Mbuemo, Osimhen, Mbuemo, and Cunha. You're looking at straight away. You're looking at least 30 league goals. Mbuemo has consistently scored goals in the league, 20 this season or last season just
20
finished.
each.
Cunha, we know Osimhen's gonna bang, right? And then in the midfield, if we get like Ederson from Napoli, that literally we're like 4 or 5 players from away from beginning starting something new. But the problem we have is, are Ineos going to be able to give us what we want, or are they going to be going for players like Delap and you Tyler Bingling or
Tyler
Ding Ding or
Bingling.
the Southampton guy? If we
Ah,
if we go down that route, then you'd be looking at 10 years. I'm telling you no. But it looks
Do you
like
think the
Ineos
lap
are
thing was real
smart.
though? Or was that a
I
smokescreen?
don't. I
Like
think it was a
diversion?
smokescreen. A lot of people are going to
Yeah.
say because if you look
No,
at
they
the
wanted.
Cunha deal,
They
the
wanted.
Cunha deal was we knew he was coming even before we were like,
the
we want
Europa League
Cunha.
final, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We knew, and 62.5 million. United are not stupid to pay that amount of, but everything's done behind the scene because Glazers want to prove that they can do transfers now. Why would you want to wait and wait and wait? They would have when they were talking to Cunha, if they really wanted the lab, they would have gone to him and said, "Dude, are you coming or not?" when Cunha said yes, why would they leave it this late and then wait for the guy to say no and then oh nah? For me personally, I don't think they were really
Mm.
into. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Joe. How
Yeah.
far are we from the PSG level? I mean, should we just say Champions League, or I want us to play like PSG?
Um, yeah, we're pretty far because we have a lot of players that are not technically gifted enough to be able to play that style of football. So just forget it. It's going to take us at least 3 years to
Wow,
offload a bunch of our contracts,
3 years.
so that we can be able to, yeah, at least there's no way,
Ouch.
so
But that's the
I
problem.
mean,
The fans, we are not patient enough for that. That's the problem. The fan base
I,
aren't patient. They want it,
well,
especially when
the,
they keep
the
seeing teams like Liverpool, Man City doing well, and Arsenal like, wait, why are we not doing it? That's the problem right there. You're
I,
saying
I
3 years.
think I think right now the goal for next season, right? We started to see a little bit of it, but we need to establish our style of play, and we need to establish the style of play and consistency, right? If we get those two things, and I feel like we can do that this season.
Right.
And I mean this transfer window, because that'll then get us higher up in the league win on the league table,
Right.
right? Top 10, top six, we'll see what happens. But I
Right.
think that should be our focus now. Our
Right.
focus should not be like we should stop looking and trying to consider ourselves as mates of PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona. We are not. We are not administratively. We are not financially. We are not technically. So
Wow.
let's
It's a
let's just
lot.
work on ourselves. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How far are we from Champions League level, PSG level?
Um, it's hard to say. With Champions League and could be 5, 10, 20. It all depends on the recruitment.
Yeah.
The good thing we've got at the moment is our youth team and players are looking in a good position. We're buying a lot of the best young talent, like Heaven, Cheeto. I think the under 20, the under 18s went unbeaten. I think under 23s lost. I think they lost one game all season, or they
Hmm.
drew a game and City beat them. So it was close. So the youth's looking like it's in a good place. Whereas before the team were looking all right, not great. The youth was a disaster. So you got to build from the grassroots like PSG have done. We need to come away from the model of like of the old PSG or Real Madrid trying to buy their best players and fit them into a team and disrupt the disharmony. We just got to build a team, and I think you need a manager that can come in, bring unity, like Barada said, bring younger players in, players that are not at the end of their careers looking for a big payday, people that are still trying to make that second step up. So players like the Delap. Obviously, Cheeto's a bit younger, but bringing in players that are hungry, because a lot of these players, they're not hungry. They're getting paid well. I won't say they don't care. They just don't care enough and can't meet the demands of the game. That's what it is. We
Right.
look like it's kids playing against men, and it's not because they can't. It's not because they don't want to do it. It's they can't physically do it. But the Premier League's become so dynamic that, like Ericsson, like the guy almost died on the pitch. You expecting him to compete with guys that are like in their prime. It's not gonna happen. So you just got to find the right profile of players, and that's a
Right.
big thing that like the whole picture of the team needs to change.
Okay. Vim. Thank you. Vim. Same
Yeah.
question. How far are we from
How
Champions League
far?
or from PSG's level?
Pr- So, like in the UK, driving from England to Scotland is quite far.
It's
As you know,
eight
it's like the
hours.
furthest.
I
Yeah.
did. I used to do 8 hours.
So, yeah. So, like, if you're driving from, I don't know, East Coast to West Coast, how far is that? Because like
Joe,
the
how long's
Oh yeah,
that?
that's at least a week.
yeah. So, so if we were comparing driving journeys from East Coast to West Coast, or from England to Scotland, that's how far it is.
Oh,
As an analogy, we're far apart, mate. Um, there's a lot of problems to sort out, and it's curious what you said, Kay, about PSG transforming the way they are. From the manager and everything else. The young players they've got are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
How
You see
did
the ones
they
they brought on
get
as subs.
their bench is so strong. I mean, Barkler, I can't remember the other chap's name. They've got the other chap we were linked with. They've got some amazing players, and like
Do
when we can get to
Due.
that's it, yeah, Due. We get to a level like that where we've got a really strong bench and we've got real battlers, you know, players with a lot of belief in themselves that they can compete at the highest level. I mean, Premier League is tough, from top to bottom. Just look where we and Spurs were, and getting to the Europa League final. It's this is anyone can beat anyone
Hmm.
in this league.
Yeah.
And so if these players know how to, if we have the caliber of players that can compete at every single match throughout the 38 game season, then we know we're on the right path. And at the moment we don't have that because I don't think the players have the belief in themselves. They've got, some of them have the ability, but when we've got too many weak links and too many players, or too many areas where we're suffering, it
Yeah.
just destroys the team morale. It destroys that team spirit, and
Right.
team spirit is dead.
Wow.
So it doesn't help by losing against Asian All Stars, who's not even a team. It's just a mix of players from the country.
Yeah.
So
Mix of
so
bakers and drivers and
yeah. So there's a lot of work to be done.
policemen.
Yeah, Ruben's got a really
Not
big
even.
job. Huh?
They're policemen, but these are like
Mm.
the policemen that they don't even let them carry guns. That's who we played against last week.
Some of them are policemen.
They got
Yeah.
whistles. These are the guys that get
Wow.
whistles too.
I was looking through that Asian All Stars League, and there's like some players have been bought for 500,000. Some are, not worth anything.
Yeah,
The highest.
losing
Mm,
that game better see an extra $2 million in our coffers because that was fucking unacceptable, man.
yeah, it's unacceptable. So
That
we've
that
got a
better
lot
be,
of problems.
you know.
Yeah, we've got a lot of problems.
So
There's
we
a
can
mentality problem.
change.
There's a
We
belief
can change.
problem.
Hopefully we can change,
We
right?
have to, and can it get any
Can't get anywhere.
worse?
I hope not. I
Probably
think I
could.
think we literally, when the lifters come down and just stops like okay, now it's gonna go back up. That's where I
Mm,
can see. I can't see going any further down. I mean, come on, mate.
yeah.
So now, yesterday's game, one of the Champions League games we saw. I mean, it wasn't the greatest Champions League final. But it's the teams that played. Inter Milan 2 weeks ago were on the verge of winning the treble. They lost the semi-final to AC Milan, their biggest rivals. They lost the league title last week by 2 points to Napoli. I think they never recovered from the Napoli one. Then the Champions League, where you thought, okay, this is all we got left. They didn't even show up. What happened? I mean, guys, what happened? What happened to Inter Milan? This was the team that beat Barcelona. What happened? Was it the occasion got to them, or PSG were just too great? Let me start with you, Ken.
Yeah, I don't. I've been saying in the group that I don't know how FIFA and Europe and UEFA managed to allow that midfield to be assembled. That midfield is the new Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta. That's essentially what PSG have right now. Did you see what Vitinha was doing yesterday? He
Oh
was
yeah.
unplayable. He was unplayable. Even the manager, I
Whew.
saw something that Richard posted earlier today, where Luis Enrique was basically saying that I don't know where this guy gets his technique from. You know, definitely gonna. I think he's one of the top candidates for Ballon d'Or now. Um,
Right.
yeah, I that midfield I knew from time. It was just a player, and then up front the the brilliance of the manager Enrique to play Dembele, in the middle, but also have the capability to drop deep and link up things as well. They've got everything. They remind me of the Barca side that you couldn't beat. They can play a low block, so they can park the boss and hit you on the break. They've got players to do that. But
Quick.
equally, they can
Yep.
come into mid. You can come into midfield and play the tiki taka as well and dominate the possession. But they've got Route One. They can whip crosses at the fullbacks, Hakimi, and what's the left back again that I really like? The guy from
Mendes.
Mendes. Thank you. He can whip in crosses for players to attack and head it. So they've got a wide variety of things and that's why Inter Milan just couldn't defensively. They're solid. Barca should have gone through that semi-final, but Barca defend
Yeah.
stupid high line nonsense. If they just defended, they would have gone through. But yeah, it's just they got schooled. Inter Milan got schooled. One thing I'll say
Five
as
zero,
well,
not 2-0. Five,
yeah,
bro.
Inter Milan
Ouch.
have bottled a lot of finals. They've lost the
They
Scudetto
lost to they lost to
twice,
twice. They lost to
twice
Man City.
On the last day. You know what Man City did to us, Aguero type. They've done that twice to them.
Oh
So
God.
this is the second time it's happened. They've lost countable finals and now two Champions League. So Inzaghi needs to
I
step
don't know
up.
if
I
his
don't know.
job is even safe anymore. He's lost two
He's a good
Champions League
good
finals.
manager though.
He's a good
Yeah, but
manager.
No, you can't
yeah,
sack him. You can't sack him.
no, but yeah, that's what I would
Right.
say. That's my
Okay.
piece.
You saw the mesmerizing scientific football from GPSG yesterday. I mean, Inter Milan are supposed to be this tough Italian team you can't break down. What happened?
Yeah,
They just
the
crumbled.
gap between the French league and Italian league is massive.
Exactly.
But ex-players have said it. After the Premier League, the French league is the most physically demanding. And you
Really?
saw it yesterday. That's why players that come from the Prem and go to Italy, a lot of them look like superstars. Like, look
Hmm.
at the Napoli team. Most of them were smoking cigarettes. There's a lot of players that smoke in Italy that are
Yeah.
professional footballers.
Yeah.
That's not going to help them. And they drink as well. A lot of them drink wine or drink whatever. So things like that, they're not going to help you stay fit. And you look at Italy, the pace of the game's slow. It's almost
Yeah.
like international football.
Yeah.
Whereas United are almost like that model. We're still in that time where you play slow. That's why in the league we're getting dismantled. Like PSG in the Premier League, they'll be ripping teams apart. They were almost like what Liverpool were doing when
We do have
Mane, Salah, constantly. I think they're one of the fittest teams I've ever seen. After Barcelona, that PSG, the fitness, Dembele, the amount of defensive things he was doing. Normally Dembele will go forward, he
Yeah.
won't do the defensive stuff. Even the winger, he was,
The guy,
and
his
then
name starts with K. I can't remember.
K, the Georgian guy,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
was at Napoli though. He won the league with Napoli.
Damn it.
He was at Napoli for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
With
So he's a
Osimhen.
winner. But
He's really
he's
good. He's
he's
quick.
It's
yeah,
very good.
he's good. And
I won't mind
obviously
him at United.
they're a team, they've kept some of the old guard that are there that keep the standards, like Kimpembe, Marquinhos has been there, Kimi's been there for a while. These are guys that have lost finals, so they've got the hunger, they're bringing it through to the youth. And you can see they're a team. You can see it on the pitch. You don't win games like that unless you're a team.
There's a
And
Portuguese guy they have in midfield. I can't remember his name. He's a bit small.
Vitina, he's like
Uh,
Yeah.
Verratti. He
that's the
reminds
Yeah.
me
guy I was
exactly
talking
of
about.
what Verratti used to
Yeah.
do. The only thing was when Verratti was there, they weren't as much as a team as this team are. But yeah, it's just they've built well. Like I was saying earlier, Luis Enrique has changed a lot. I was saying that I was listening to it was on CBS, the interview of the owner. He was saying
Mm.
he changed his vision. They went out and thought they could just buy like Real Madrid and put jigsaw pieces in. He said he changed a lot of the backroom stuff, a lot of the people that are not even in the coaching stuff, like just in the club. So he's changed the culture. And like obviously players like Makalele that have been there. I think even Okocha was there. There's loads of ex
Yeah,
PSG
that's a
players that
lot
were
of
top
PSG
through.
players.
And they're saying like they've changed a lot. And obviously in PSG we don't really hear about it. If that was in England, we'd be hearing a lot more noise. But obviously there, they've gone about it quietly, and it's proved that the work was worth it.
Wow.
Wait, can we slow down? I mean, can we not? I mean, they are a state-run team. They've won the
Yeah,
league
exactly.
11 out of the last 13
Yeah,
seasons. I would like to see how the other teams had finished below them, right? It's clearly a one-team league.
yeah,
They clearly, and
100%.
you mentioned if they were in the Premier League, we already have a PSG in the Premier League. It's called Manchester City, and
Yeah,
look at the way they have the funds to be able to
yeah, 100%.
play in that league with the longevity because they have a lot of depth. So
Yeah,
there's certain advantages of having uh,
yeah,
your team being backed by a state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
But
almost won the league without losing a game. They only lost one game, and it was towards like March time because they just before the Arsenal game. I think they just wanted to concentrate on the Arsenal game, so they blitz everyone in that league.
yeah,
Well,
100%.
it's you know,
It's not a competitive league at the top.
No,
Not a
it's not.
competitive.
It's not. Vim,
Mm.
are we
Go on.
there?
Where?
I mean, the game yesterday were PSG just too superior, or Inter Milan were just mentally drained from not winning that league title. What happened to Inter yesterday? They conceded 5 effing goals, which is never done in the Champions League. I even thought PSG would kind of like, okay, let's not humiliate them any further. Then they only wanted to score 6 and 7.
A couple of things I noticed with Inter Milan is that when they did get the ball forward, they were making some of those mistakes that we would make. They weren't keeping
Yeah,
the ball up there,
yeah.
and they were pretty ineffective in the final third. And the other thing as well, I noticed that as soon as they were trying to advance forward, PSG's pressing was unbelievable. They
yeah.
did not give them any time and space. They just got the ball back straight away. They had a lot more energy. They had a lot more physicality, and they had a lot more desire to win that game. And those are the two key things that I saw in that game. And so it just kind of grind down Inter Milan. They just lost that will to win, and it was quite humiliating for them actually.
The first goal, did you
Uh,
see that first goal? It was like something out of training.
yeah, mm,
What?
yeah. I think it's. I mean, it's a good final with 5 goals, but I would prefer a final which was more neck and neck,
3-2.
really going down
Yeah,
to the wire. Because
yeah.
as a neutral, I don't really care which team won. I just wanted to see some good entertainment, and it was just it was a rollover. They just demolished that team. So PSG were definitely highly motivated to win that.
Yeah, the
And
first Champions League.
yeah, and the other thing is I don't know if you were aware of it, but Europa League final, um, their boss Ange, he basically got all of the friends and family of the players to put together a video um, of what it means to them to bring this trophy home, and good luck at the final, and go out and win it for the boys, go out and win it for Tottenham. And it was like a motivational montage
Right.
from all the friends and family of the players and the key people at the club that were
What
in
did we do?
the final. I don't know. And this is what was talked about in the English press. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but it was about this motivational video that really got into the players' psyche, that they need to go and win this for the prestige of the club, for the status of the club, for going with it for the people of Tottenham. They've suffered long enough, and just a lot of positivity and inspirational stuff in that video, which Ange asked everyone to contribute to, and he
There's
got
other
this
managers that have done
got
that.
this
I
put
can't remember
together.
the name.
Who
There's
did
other
that?
managers that have done that. I can't
Yeah,
remember the name of them, but
and
it's a good tactic.
brilliant tactic, because it's all
Mm.
about here. It's a mind game.
This is my game.
Yeah, and they defended like titans. They got that lead and they sat back, and they don't normally defend like that. They
Nope.
leak a lot of
Never seen
Yeah,
that
they
in
goals,
the
don't.
Premier League.
They
but
don't.
they don't do what they normally do.
Yeah.
And they defended like titans. It was 11 people in that box that we could not get through.
With low
So
block in it, we've always struggled with low block.
we've
There was
always
so
struggled
much
with a low block.
when we
Yeah,
when we go behind, we struggle to get back in games.
yeah. But I mean, I remember we had a lot of possession in that second game, and we were going at it. The weakness for us was that we couldn't cross the ball in with any precision. We don't have any decent crosses who can whip that ball in, and we don't have people in the 6-yard box that can head it. And so
Only
there
Maguire.
is our weakness. Yeah, only Maguire
Yeah.
can do it, but even then, his headers are kind of 9 times out of 10 off in the wrong
The game was
direction.
basically Ahmad's gonna do something, and we've
And
been like that for most of the
yeah,
season. Like when you've got a one-man team, it's easy to defend against. He's not
yeah.
Messi, and even
Ahmed,
Messi played on a great team.
yeah, Ahmed was
Yeah.
brilliant for the first
He
30 minutes, and
blew it.
I saw him eating that gel,
The
and
gel,
you could see he was getting
energy.
tired. He's getting really tired,
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and he had a great burst of energy for the first half and 30 minutes, and that's it. He was spent.
And
And
this is why I thought. Sorry, you finish.
no, that's my observation. But there's a key things where we lost the battle.
Yeah.
You know, when we have our chances to strike, we've got to strike. And the first 30 minutes is when we had a chance to go a goal up, and we missed our chances yet again. And then obviously the subs were too late for me. 70 minutes
Yeah,
is too late because the team
Mount was
just couldn't
shouldn't. I
figure
think
it out.
Mount. They should have stopped that. Man should have come off him, and him should have come off in the after second half. First half, they
Yeah,
should. All right. Come on, Xerxes, come on.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's
Ganacho, bring Ganacho
managed.
on for him and take Erasmus off. Take and bring on Xerxes at the beginning of the second half. 20 minutes was
No, the
not
game would have been too
enough.
open. The game would have been too open if we'd done that half time.
But
Remember
I'd
when
rather
Son
we
got?
lose. I'd rather
They could have been
we
2-0 up.
lose playing, trying to win the
No,
game
fans would have
than
gone crazy. If we would have gone 2-0 down, fans would have gone crazy.
no.
We could have played.
Look at Maresca.
We could have
Look at
played them
Maresca
twice
though.
and lost. We
No,
could
but
have
look
played
at
them.
Look at
Maresca.
Maresca against
Yeah,
Chelsea
but
started
Maresca,
exactly
look at
how we
Chelsea got.
started.
Chelsea have
No,
got goal scorers in that team. We haven't
no,
got
but
goal scorers in that
no.
team.
It's tactical. He moved. Remember, he moved. What's his name?
He took Neto off.
Palmer. He moved Palmer from the left to the right. It's just little
No.
things
But
like that.
you listen
You
to
know,
Palmer's interview. He said, "I'm not doing what the manager wanted to say. I'm going to get on the ball because we were passing too much sideways." So it wasn't even tactical from Maresca. And this is the thing that a lot of
yeah,
footballers don't do now. He's a
but
maverick where
he made a
he'll change the
change
game.
in at half
Yeah,
time.
he did it though. Palmer, there's an
Yeah,
interview with
yeah.
Palmer. Listen
Fair
to it.
play to Palmer. He said that. Yeah, but we waited. We knew fans like us. We knew that nothing was going to happen in that game. We could have played for 2 years,
Yeah,
with that. But I don't mind Amorim changing the lineup. That's fine. You're the best. You're the manager. You see the players in
no
training.
Ugarte at all, mate. No
yeah.
The
Ugarte.
That is
players
the
that
most
got you to the final, the players that got you to the final. Fair enough. Okay, you want to try something new, but as soon as you see it's not working, dude,
But
change it.
Mount didn't do
Change it.
anything.
That's what I'm saying. You've given
Mount
him
didn't
all
play
that
that
time.
badly, He didn't play that badly.
I
The
I
don't
thing
didn't
is
see.
agree.
with
I didn't
Mount
see anything
is,
from him. He had no threats.
the
Nothing,
thing is
bro.
with Mount is he's a player that does stuff off the ball. He's pressing, looking. He doesn't lose the ball a lot, When you watch Mount play, he looks after the ball. He draws a lot of fouls. Whereas certain players like Garnacho's and the others, they give the ball away a lot
Yeah.
and they don't defend. Garnacho in that game, he'll be running up, losing the ball. He
But
ain't getting
for
back.
what Ganacho did in 20 minutes was better than what this guy did in 70.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because
Yep.
he's fighting for his career. That's why. Like we've always said, Garnacho's a sub. I've said it for years. He's an impact player. If he starts, he would have done nothing. He's a player that you bring on when there's tired legs. Like Ahmad, if Ahmad would have come on when the players were tired, he would have been taking a mick. Like you always know a good player when they play from the start and he can do it, contain it for most of the game. Garnacho can't do that up and down and beat a man. He can run, but he doesn't have end products. And that's our problem. We were too one-sided on Ahmad. We were too like, oh, Ahmad's gonna win
Uh,
it for us.
And this is where Ange scored, Amorim, because first half, Ahmad was causing them problems. Second half, he nullified it. He put three players. As soon as Ahmad got the ball, there were three Spurs players around him. The
Yep.
threat was done. And when our manager didn't
I had to
react to
pass.
that.
I'm gonna have to pass
Yeah,
backwards.
yeah, our manager didn't react to that. I'm like, dude, can you not see what I'm seeing here? You know, all of us could see what was going on, but I don't know what happened. I think something. I was thinking that this is a question, by the way. Do you guys think that he purposely lost that final to so that he can create his own team? Because you think he was maybe thinking that if I won this, because he surprised me in that final, Amorim. He's not.
So
He's
you're
better
literally
than
saying
that.
he
He's a lot better
deliberately
than that.
wanted to lose.
I don't think so.
So that he can create his own team. I don't know, so
No,
that he can get rid of players and create his own team. Because he knows
no.
that if he wins, then maybe the board will retain some of those players. I don't know.
But he would get extra 100 million to spend if he won.
Exactly.
I don't know. This is me just trying to
I
back
just
him into
think
losing.
tactically he was outplayed.
I think he was outplayed.
Yeah.
And his subs were too late.
Yep.
I think his subs were too late. So, either ways now, season's over. Football season is literally over. The guys will go on holiday, get their preseason. I think they're coming to America to Chicago and New York sometime in, I don't know, I don't care, is what it is. But
What they gonna do there?
it is going to try and
They're
make
gonna
money.
go parade on the bus. United.
Stupid.
But one thing we're forgetting about the Bayern though, Tim, Ange has been coaching for almost 20 years. Amorim's been coaching, what, 6 years? If that? He's a
Yeah.
young coach. That's one.
Right.
Amorim's
He learned. He learned his lesson. I
Yeah,
think he
he's
learned.
Yeah.
learning.
He learned. He learned. He learned a big lesson. So,
Like he said, he lost the final as a player. He was saying hopefully he can win it as a manager. So he's
mm,
lost it as a player. He's lost the final as a player.
so
So
he
hopefully
knows.
he'll have that burning desire.
Right. So the season is over, guys. Football is done. No football till August. All we have is transfers, breaking news, and whatever have you. Um, you can all say one your final thoughts for the season, final thoughts going forward. However, who wants to go first? Or who has any questions? We've literally come to injury time.
I think this season's pivotal for our rebuild. Like they've got to get this rebuild the right players this season. Even though last season everyone was excited,
With the
Delete,
signings, right?
Free, what's his name? Euro. Everyone thought we were like top four last season before the season
Yeah.
started. And this is with Ten Hag. I just don't think people need to get excited or disheartened. You don't know what the season's going to be like until the players start the first few games. Then you'll see the patterns. You'll see like everyone thought we were back with Ten Hag, even though he stuck the players say last season. The only saving grace is that Amorim signed one player. If he signs a few more players, we'll start seeing his
Dogu.
footprint on the team. So that's the only positive I'll say. I just hope the pressure's on. He has to start the first 5, 10 games. He has to
Yeah.
do pretty well.
Yeah, we can't keep starting from
That's a
one.
good point.
Yeah.
Amorim, if he loses the first one game out of the first three, then the fans would turn 100% on him.
Right.
Whereas if had he won
Wait,
that Europa
one
League,
game, the first one out of the first three, if he
The
loses,
media will start sticking the knife in. The
yeah,
media will start
yeah,
sticking the knife.
trust me. And the moment we lose the first game out of three, he's got to win. I think the first three games he's got to win two and draw one, just to keep everything sweet.
He
If he
can't have
loses
less
one
than
game in
he can't
three,
have less than 7 points or six
yeah,
have less than six.
six.
I,
I
Too
think,
Yeah,
much.
I think it depends who you play. I think it depends who you play
it,
against.
it it does. It does depend who we play, but yeah,
I
we'll
don't
see.
I don't
We've
think we're
got to
gonna
win the
get
home
rid of.
games. We've got to win more home games this season.
Oh
We
yeah.
struggle at home.
That was
We stink
horrible.
it at home.
We were
I don't
bad.
think
I mean,
I don't think we're gonna be able to get rid of enough criminals to not lose at least one of that game. Onana can guarantee you at least one of those losses.
I
I
don't
mean,
Yeah,
if
know.
I
Onana
agree.
plays at least, and
Yes.
there is nothing Ruben can do about that. He can't
yeah.
put Bayern there. Bayern there is in the same exact situation.
Hmm.
He
Yeah,
can't put Tommy
yeah.
Heaton. Tommy Heaton is in the same exact. He can
Yeah,
come
you see
out
what he did the other day?
with the.
Heaton.
Against
Yeah, I saw that.
Malaysia.
And
Oh my
everyone's
Saw
like,
that.
God.
Tom Heaton. Look,
Yeah,
that's not even a game that you get points. And he did that. He
yeah,
got beat in the post.
That was
yeah.
horrible.
That's
Yeah.
like, yeah. There was a little bit of little rumbling about Tommy Heaton. Like, guys, calm
There's
the
a reason
fuck
he's third
down.
choice keeper.
Yes, yes. Behind Onana and Bayern here, right? There's a reason why, right? So
That was messed up.
I don't want to hear that name, but I'm just saying that's going to be to put. See, that's
We
another
need a
thing
new
about
goalkeeper though.
we
Yeah,
definitely need a new goalkeeper.
yeah, yeah.
Without getting a new
Before the
goalkeeper,
season starts.
you cannot guarantee that. You cannot
I
guarantee
agree.
that from this man. And that's nothing. He didn't bring Onana. He didn't bring Bayern there, right? But he has to, he can come up with the best tactics, and we can,
Yeah.
lights out football. That's got nothing to do with what these fucking criminals can commit. Come on, man. There's just not enough time. I think there hasn't been enough windows to guarantee a start like that at
Right.
United.
I hear you. Who wants to go next? Final words. Let's go. Let's go. Vim.
Does anyone know who we're playing pre-season? Like
Hmm?
games wise. Does anyone know?
No
When?
clue.
Has it been
I'm not even
released?
sure if the
No, who we're
schedule's
playing. I
out
know we're
yet.
going to America, but who are we playing? Has it been released?
I think we're
Oh yeah,
playing
yeah.
West Ham in one of those
It
games.
is. Okay, so the games are as follows. On the 19th, we're playing Leeds. On the 26th, we're playing West Ham. On the 30th of July, we're playing Bournemouth. And then on August 3rd, we play Everton and then finish with Florentina on the 9th of August.
Oh wow. It's good that we're playing a lot of English teams though. I think
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
positive.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it depends on
I'm
the
I'm
result.
not falling for that nonsense.
No, no, the
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
you'll be
yeah.
able to see, you'll be able to judge the fitness. I mean, whereas if we were
Oh,
playing like teams from other countries, like last time we played, was it like Herrera's old team, a Spanish team? Like we're playing English teams, you'll be able to see can they keep up or meet the demands of the game. Like you'll be able to judge it a little bit better, I think.
I
Right.
do think
Fitness
it's
wise, yeah.
interesting. I do think it's interesting they're here and no American teams, no
Yeah.
LA Galaxy money grab, no Miami,
No.
Inter Miami money grab, nothing
No.
like that.
Then maybe
This is
those clubs will play other
business.
Premier League teams, not Man United this season.
They can fuck off anyway. I don't really care to
Right.
watch United play
Anyone
the
else
MLS.
next? Anyone going next? Who's going next?
yeah.
So, yeah, I've got a quick question. It's based on what you said earlier, Kenny. So I'm looking at just some Google searches on Sheikh Jassim, and all of that that news has started up
Coming
again.
back again. Yeah.
That he wants to
Fans are
pay
falling
5
for it
billion for
though.
an outright. So I mean, everyone's
Fans are
regurgitating the
falling
same
for it.
news. Fans are
Yeah.
falling for it. So you think it's just more fake news then?
Yeah, it's more fake news. Why
It's
would
not
he
gonna
want to come
happen.
out with that now when they've only just bought it? Like I said in the group the other day, if he wanted to blow them out of the water, he could have just said,
Is
how much
it?
did
It's in
I could have
Manchester Evening News from 3 hours ago. It's in the Daily Express from 2 hours ago.
yeah, but they're not
It's
really
in
the
United
most
in
credible.
Focus from 10 hours
They're
ago.
not really the most credible. They'll just go with a story.
Yeah, that's the
So they're
stuff.
just all regurgitating the same
Clickbaits.
fake
Because
Clickbaits.
story.
fans
Because
Manchester
come
they
with that.
Evening
clicked on
News,
it.
though.
But you know what it is? It's obviously they know fans don't like Ineos. It's a way of stirring up more trouble, getting clicks. It's clickbait, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I can
believe it
understand
is.
if this is a Twitter post because there's a lot of fake stuff on there. But even the
Yeah.
Telegraph has an article on it.
Well,
Well,
when was
all
the
I
last
can
time
say
you
is
saw?
I
Yeah,
hope
I
and
hope too.
pray it's true.
Can you
I'll
send the
be,
link
my
in the chat?
goodness.
Put the link in the chat.
There's
I
so
just
many.
hope.
Just type in Sheikh Jassim in Google and look at the
For
stories that
me,
come up.
if this guy was serious, there'd be a video of him talking about it
Yeah,
and
there's still
saying
the
it.
same AI photo, by the way. It's
Exactly.
still
No one's
same
seen the
AI
guy.
photo.
No one's seen the guy. And fans, like, remember the guy that wanted to do it where he wanted people to put money in? The
Yeah,
American guy. At least we saw a video from him. Sheikh, I've still
yeah,
not seen this guy to this day.
yeah. I've never even
Representative.
seen him speak or
Representative.
nothing. Yeah,
The ghost.
I mean if you look at that culture, that's probably beneath him to be that guy, but then looks like he's going out of his way
Now,
to
but look at
kind
the
of
boxing.
go up. Like
When you watch
I
the
don't think
boxing,
that's
Joe,
the way they uh-huh.
remember the guy that does boxing? He's always in the ring. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
these big
yeah,
boxing. He's there. You see him. He doesn't
yeah.
speak much, but he's visible. You see him around. Sheikh, I've
So
never seen a
have you
picture of
seen
him.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning? You know,
Oh my God.
No,
there's an entity.
whoa.
There's a
I'm watching that tonight. No.
yeah. So there's a you know about this because it's in Dead Reckoning. There's an
I'm not watching it. I'm
entity,
not watching it.
and
I'm
he's
not
like
watching
James over here trying to
taking
spoil
James,
over.
it.
Joe wants to watch it tonight.
Yeah, but I'm not
Spoiler
going to give you
alert.
any spoiler alerts. But do you think like Sheikh Jassim could be like the entity, where there's it's just like an AI program or something, and he's just feeding all these news stories, taking over? Because everyone is publishing the same story.
Yeah.
It's in the Mirror. It's
Oh
in Give Me
God.
Sport.
But all
Do
those
you think it's
those
like an
are
entity?
have
It's
you
an
Have
saw
you ever seen
algorithm.
clickbait?
Ornstein, Jacobs, Whitwell, the most Romano? None of them say anything about
But
it.
they might start regurgitating it as well. Who
Nah,
knows?
they wouldn't. They're too credible. They won't come with that nonsense.
Who's
Unless
the
they
most
know
credible A1
Ornstein.
journalist?
Ornstein.
I would say
Ornstein.
the Athletic.
Yeah.
I would say the Athletic.
Yeah, Dan Whitwell.
Yeah, Ornstein's athletic, innit? He's like the number one. He overtook
Yeah.
Romano, innit? Like Romano's still up there, but Ornstein and
Ronaldo's still up there.
Laurie Whitwell and them guys.
Right.
Has Ornstein said anything about the
Yeah, he's
Sheikh
at
thing?
the athletic. He's the main
Did
guy at
he
the
say
athletic.
No,
did
he
he
hasn't said
say
anything.
anything about Sheikh? Okay,
No,
then
he
I
never said
can't see
anything about
anything.
like
it.
I don't want to
Okay.
hear about the
All right,
mirror
next. Who's
Sorry.
going
or
next? Who's going next? Who's
Yeah,
going next?
but Final Reckoning is a brilliant film, by the way. So you're going to enjoy that.
Thank
I was
you.
gonna say,
400
yeah.
million to make.
Wow.
It's brilliant. It's an excellent film.
400 million. My
Yeah,
Yeah,
goodness.
I
yeah.
missed
Tom
the.
Cruise.
400 million.
He did
Tom Cruise
one.
never loses.
Tom Cruise did one during the pandemic. I haven't seen that one yet.
This is it. This is the one.
Oh,
Oh,
this is
This
the
is
one.
why it's so expensive because they were
All
filming
right.
during the pandemic and there were
Yeah.
strikes, Hollywood
Yeah,
strikes.
the
Yeah.
writers were on strike, weren't they?
Yeah, Yeah, and this is the best Mission Impossible ever, in my
Oh,
Really?
opinion.
really?
Yeah,
Really?
Wow.
really
Better
Wow.
than
good.
the first one.
The best ever. I
I
enjoyed
like
it
the
so
We have
much.
third one. The
The
third
first
one's
one
my
was the
The
best
favorite.
first
one
was
for me.
brilliant as well because it was new,
First one was,
but this
yeah.
is like the best one.
Is this the
Oh,
final one?
Well, I
nah,
don't know.
price is too big,
I'm
man.
not going to give any spoiler
Bro,
alerts because
if
some of you ain't
if
seen
they
it.
if they make
Where did you watch it, Vin? Did you
if
watch
they
it in the
make a
cinema?
I
billion or
watched it
whatever,
last
they're
night in the
gonna do another
cinema.
one.
Tom
The
Cruise dies
cinema.
at the end, by the way, but I'm just joking.
All right.
Them,
Anyone?
them,
Yeah, I was gonna say we could guys we could have been playing PSG in August for the Super Cup. That's all I've got to say. We could have been playing PSG
Yeah.
for the Super Cup, but it
Ken's
wasn't to
point.
be.
Do you think it's a
Yeah,
blessing in
that's
disguise
true. That's true.
Yeah,
we didn't go to Champions League? If we would have gone to the
yes,
Champions League next season,
yes. I've
Yeah.
we would have been getting ripped
Oh yeah.
apart.
guys,
So
I've been
that's the thing. Sorry, yeah. This is just reminding me because you said we're built to be a cup team, right? Now
Yeah.
we ain't got a cup. Well,
No,
we've
no,
got the other
but
cups,
domestic
but
Go
cup.
we ain't got the
Carabao
Europa
FA.
Cups.
Domestic
The
cup.
Europe Cups. So
Nah, but
now we're going to
domestic cup
get
was,
properly tested for the Premier
yeah.
League. We
Consistency.
have to change.
We
I have
struggle
I
against teams in Europa League and just about fought back. Champions League, you ain't getting that. The quality is too high. Like, we
Yeah.
would have
So
got
now,
I,
destroyed. We wouldn't
so
even
now
made
the
it out of the group.
yeah. So now
Right.
I think it's probably it is a good thing. So now the focus can be the Premier League.
The Premier
You know,
League
can
and
this
I think they're
team?
good. I think they're good to just stay home. Just stay home.
Yeah. Like
to
Yeah.
be
Tottenham, you're going
honest,
to see how much Tottenham are going to struggle in the Champions League next season.
I know they would.
oh yeah,
People don't
100%.
realize they're going to, and their league form's going to suffer for it.
Yeah,
yeah, they will. Yeah, yeah.
But they're gonna get a lot of money.
Actually, to be
yeah.
honest,
They're not
if I
built
was
for it.
Tottenham, I would not make any moves
Yeah.
with Champions League in mind. No, it's all about the table. Whatever they do
Yeah.
needs to be done to improve their league table position.
League
league
table,
table
yeah.
That's all.
position. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. And if they improve those players, and let's say they get themselves good enough to be able to get top 10, they will be good enough to
Yeah.
get a trophy somewhere. It may not be the Champions League, but they can either go further in the league or be able to nick one. But I think their focus definitely and I think ultimately that's why they sacked Postecoglou,
Yeah.
because
The
they
focus
they
on the league.
lost confidence in
has he been
the
sacked
league
officially?
project. He's
Yeah,
been
he's
Who?
sacked
sacked.
officially. Yeah,
Who?
Yeah, today.
What? When did he get
You know
sacked?
Postecoglou.
what?
Who
I
got
thought it was
sacked?
I thought it was a smoke screen. Is it
No,
official?
they
Oh
sacked
No,
my
him.
he's sacked.
Who
God!
got sacked?
It's in the
And,
Football
Postecoglou.
Insider. It's in the
Who?
Football Insider, which
and
is also
Postecoglou,
promoting the Sheikh Jassim
Tottenham
story.
manager.
Ange got sacked?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
No, he's not sacked. It's not
Like,
official.
it's not official, but
It
the
says
rumors are.
Tottenham to sack Postecoglou.
It's
Even
going to
Yeah,
happen
after the
tomorrow.
Europa League win, I
No,
don't think
No,
so.
it'll be
this is
announced
11
tomorrow.
hours ago.
It'll be announced tomorrow. I
it'll be
almost
announced
guarantee it'll be
tomorrow.
announced tomorrow.
And then
Okay.
Football 365, another one that's also promoting the Sheikh Jassim story, said Postecoglou sack decided as Tottenham leading target is revealed 4 hours ago. So, Kenny, there's hope.
Fabrizio,
Sheikh Jassim.
Fabrizio said Spurs chairman Daniel Levy set to decide Ange Postecoglou's future the next day. Situation open. Thomas Frank, Marco Silva, both appreciated. Discussed internally as options for Spurs job if Ange gets
Wow.
fired. No final decision on Postecoglou yet. That means they're trying to
Wow.
secure the manager before they
Yeah.
sack
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
A lot of
messed
Spurs
up.
fans want him gone anyway.
Yeah,
They
they
don't want
wanted
him.
him. They
Yeah.
wanted him out.
Right.
21 games in the league.
Oh, Inzaghi is lined up as well.
Now he's going Saudi.
Ah, he's going Saudi.
Yeah.
They said that
So,
before the final
anyone who
today.
hasn't said their last words for the season, let's go. Vim has gone. Ken, I think you're the only one who hasn't gone.
No, I have. I
wanted
just
to.
said we could have been playing PSG.
Yeah.
The,
Okay, Joe.
I
Mr.
want to ask an
Positive?
old question. I want to ask an old question to Ken. Ken, considering what we have to do this summer, getting people out, getting some new players in, would you sell Bruno Fernandez for
A good question.
$150 million?
Yes, I will accept it. If you look at what PSG, going back to PSG as well, what they did with Mbappe, I can almost guarantee that if Mbappe was still at that club, they wouldn't have won this Champions League. Maybe even if they won it, it wouldn't have been as convincing,
Not like
as
that. Yeah.
expansive. Yeah, because all everyone would have, everyone would have been going, get the ball to Mbappe, get the ball to Mbappe. But now it's like, get the ball to Dembele, get the ball to Vitinha, you can get the ball to anyone,
Yeah.
and they'll do. It's more of a team. So I think if we sell Bruno, already we're talking about Concalves at Sporting. He's a very good player, very similar brand to not as good, but he's up and coming like Vitinha. He plays for Sporting Lisbon. You bring someone in like that, and let's create a team. Because
Yeah.
the over reliance on Bruno is just too
I
much.
do I do think
Creativity.
yes, I understand that he's a great player.
He
There is a
is.
mass. It's very dangerous to over reliance we have this guy. The fact that
It's
we
too
cannot
much.
function when he's not on the pitch. If Bruno gets an injury to the one of
We're
those
done.
first 3 games, season done. So I
Well,
think
Joe, why is that? Ask yourself that question. Why is that?
we're not versatile enough, right?
Who creates for our team apart from Ahmad and Bruno?
Nobody else.
Consistently, no one. So if Bruno goes, then it'll be
listen.
give it
We
to Ahmad.
don't know. We don't know because Bruno plays that role every game.
Yeah, but that's his job to create.
And do you
I
think
understand
Ruben would
that.
let him go? Do you think Ruben would let him leave?
He doesn't want him to.
He won't let him
I
leave.
think Bruno, of course, Bruno wouldn't want Amarin wouldn't want him to leave, but I think Amarin also understands that Amarin has to understand that the team may not necessarily it's kind of like the same thing with Ronaldo, right? We'll win games with Ronaldo, but we won't play to the levels that we need to be playing at. I think sometimes this need for Bruno to save us, like that's what you got for PSG. Mbappe wasn't there to save them, so they
I
all
think
had to step up.
I think you're playing a dangerous game, Joe. I think Bruno is easily made a scapegoat for far too many times. You put Bruno in a better team with better players around him, and you've got forwards that can score. You will see a different
I
Bruno.
agree with you, Vim. I totally agree with you. If Bruno goes to Man City or Liverpool, you would see an amazing player. But for Manchester United, he's not right for us right now. We're not in a mood. We're not in the stage to have someone
I don't
like
think
Bruno
we're
in the
in a
team.
position to make that call because he's the player of the season for a number of seasons now. We've got a poor squad. We've got
Mbappe at PSG.
But Mbappe is the one who's there to score goals. Yeah. Bruno is there to create, which he does create. He's delivering on what his remit is. He's not the goal scorer, but he chips in with goals.
Isn't that a bad thing then? Because
it's not a bad
goes
thing.
through him. Everyone looks for him.
But then someone's got to lead the line. Someone's got to create from deep in midfield.
There's just an over-reliance.
And his passing and his link-up play is superior to Eriksen and Casemiro.
Yeah.
That's why we need to go out there and get someone else that can play that position and build.
But if there isn't one out there,
nobody else in the world that can do what Bruno does.
That'll come in and
there probably is, but I don't know who.
That'll come in and
we need to find that person.
But if we do find that person,
one at a time.
If we do find that person, a replacement for Bruno, he's got to be around 24 years old.
Yeah,
and
why does he have to be around 24 years
what's the
old?
point?
Because
you do the job.
No, we need someone who's gonna stay with our team and grow with our team, and he's got the quality that we need. We bought, how long we had Bruno now? 4 or 5 years now?
No, Ole Gunnar goes now 20.
He came before COVID. Remember the COVID?
2020.
So we got about what, 25, 26 years old.
2019.
I think for me personally, Premier League is the best quality team. The teams that can last and manage the endurance are around 24. I think 24
let me ask
24 years old is a sweet spot for a Premier League player.
Vin, do you know next season people know that who was our player of the season this year officially? Man United.
Ours.
Yeah,
Bruno.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen next season? Teams are going to go right. Who are the players we need to shut down? Remember what happened in the Champions League? Ahmad locked him off. Bruno, okay, we don't need to worry about Bruno. He's in defeat. Amarin played him deeper. So next season, everyone's going to say, lock off Bruno, game's done. And that is true.
Bruno has free reign. No, you're wrong there. Bruno has free reign. Bruno is everywhere on the pitch. Yeah, and he's almost got like eyes in the back of his head.
hear me out. Hear me out. If you go and get a Berechi Eze from Crystal Palace, then
I
you're
don't think
talking.
he'll be.
He's not. I
Eze,
don't think he's the
I don't think he's
dude,
playmaker.
gonna be.
he's not. He's
He's a
not
good
as good
player.
as Bruno. He's
No,
not.
he's
not as
not.
good
He's
as
even
Bruno.
better than Ahmad. I don't even think
He's
he's
not.
better than Ahmad.
No, he's
Yeah,
better than Ahmad, man. He's better than
I
he's
don't
Ahmad.
think
got a
he's
good
that much
shot
better
on
than
him.
Ahmad.
I wouldn't say he's better than
I
Ahmad.
say in number 10, in that number 10 position, if you play
Nah,
someone and
Eze
you
will
can,
die in that position. United.
you know, if you play him in that number 10 position, he could create. Oh, maybe he's not. I'm just looking at people around that category. There are so many players in the Premier League that you could get that can play that position. Do you know what I
Who?
mean?
Who else?
Okay.
Would you guys
Look,
take Mateta as a striker? Yes, no?
Yes, of
yes,
course. Like
yes, but his
Okay.
For
age.
what
compared
price?
to
Hold on,
what
hold
we
on,
have
hold on, hold on,
now,
hold
For
on, hold
what
on, hold
yes,
on.
price? For what
Okay.
price? It
40
depends on the
million?
price.
40
40
million?
Pardon?
million is acceptable.
You're not
40.
getting him
He
for
said
40
40.
million. No way. You're not getting him
Well,
for
if
that
it is
cheap.
40
Okay,
million,
so
we
what's
take.
an acceptable price, okay, for
I'm
Mateta?
saying I'd take him at 40 million, but Palace ain't gonna let him go for 40 million.
Nah, they're not
No
gonna do
chance.
that.
No, they won't. But would you
How
have
much
him at
is it gonna
United?
cost to replace his goals? Think about how much it'll cost them to
Oh
replace his
my
goals.
God, he is.
And they're in Europe.
Crystal Palace have put a price tag on Mateta for 40 million.
Nah,
See, I
it'll be
didn't
more
even know
than that.
that.
They'll start a price, a bidding war.
But
So
they would
40
want
million, would you
60.
take him at United though? Would you take him at United?
At 40 million,
Uh,
yeah.
Okay.
But
Vim, would you take him at United?
where's Cunha going to play? In the centre?
Can plays wide normally.
number
Where does
10, number
Cunha
10, he'll
play?
play number 10. Number 10, the two
Because
normally
our
10s.
it's
system
One
is
of the two
designed for
10s.
two tens. So he's going to
Yeah,
play
he'll
behind
play.
the
I
striker
think
then.
like 30
Yeah,
Yeah,
cents.
he's gonna play behind the striker. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Then I
So
guess
Vim,
we
would you
could.
take him at
Then
10? Would you
then
take
there's space
Mateta?
for Mateta, yeah, as a number 9.
Okay. Ken, Mateta,
But
would you
I'd
take
probably
him?
want someone else
I
though. I
I
wouldn't
would
want.
say
He's
I
gonna
would
be
say
28
no.
though this year.
I
He's gonna be 28
um
this month.
Tim, I would say no because from if what we're reading is right, 33 million plus 33 million plus Hoyland for
Osimhen.
Osimhen.
my guy
That's a
Osimhen.
bargain.
I'd prefer that.
Why are
Yeah.
we
Take
why
Osimhen.
are we even talking?
Yeah.
I'll buy a ticket. I'll negotiate that deal.
Can
Yeah.
can you
Joe, would you take
email
Mateta?
Osimhen?
I
Good to
would.
join.
I mean, if this was the last day of the transfer window, right? Of
Yeah,
course, the
it's a
other
panic
players
buy.
out there.
He
Yeah,
does
if
score goals. He
it's
does
not,
score
It does.
goals.
No, it's very good.
I
It's very
wouldn't
good.
mind him
He's
being a
consistent
second
though.
striker. We need more than just one
And he has a
main
better
guy.
touch than Rasmus.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
Yeah,
not
we need.
consistent. He goes long periods without scoring games. He doesn't score like one
yeah,
or
But he
two.
was playing for Palace. Come on now.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter.
But
Look
but
at
we're
Delap.
Palace are
Delap
better
was
than
playing
us.
at Ipswich and scored
Yeah,
Palace are
12.
better
they
than us.
are.
Palace are
He's
Europe.
consistent.
Bloody
They're
hell.
better
He's
than
consistent.
us. Yeah, but his hold-up play is really good. FA Cup final, he stood up.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
he did well.
he
But
did
Yeah,
well.
but
I,
seriously
Right.
speaking, though, right? The troubles that this club is in. How many more players do you think we're going to buy this
Vim,
we
transfer
need
Vim,
at
window?
I
least
think
before
five.
you
three.
go
I
to that
think
point,
No, I
Vim,
know.
Five.
I would like 5, but how much
Vim.
do you think we
one at
actually
a time.
are
One at
going
a
to
time.
buy?
No,
How
no,
many
but
do you
Vim,
think we'll
before you go to that
actually
point,
buy?
Vim, before you go to that point, you know, Mateta only scored two more than Delap. He scored 14. Delap scored 12. And Delap's 21. And people are going,
Didn't
it's
he
no
get
good.
I
his
don't like this Delab
did
guy.
wait,
Pay
wait
man.
yeah, I don't
No,
like that.
Delap's gone
Nah,
now. Anyway. Forget it.
I
It's
don't
No,
want
but
gone.
I'm
that
saying
guy.
like,
Didn't
as in like the feeling.
Yeah.
Mateta is not going to get much better.
didn't Mateta bust his grape this season though? Like, didn't he
Yeah,
get his head? I
He
mean, you
did
gotta give the guy, and he still
from a
scored two
Millwall
more
player.
goals. Yeah,
Got his
yeah.
ear
I
chopped off
mean,
almost.
Yeah, but come on, a relegation team. And you're scoring 12 goals. And you're 21. It's almost like, you know, the guy that was at Brighton that
Hey,
everyone was.
do you know how many do you know how many goals Hoyland scored for Atalanta before we signed him? Do you know? Do you know he's what
21.
he's
One season. They did get double figures. I don't think he got
21.
double figures.
he did. You check. I
How
could be
many?
wrong, but check it.
I
I'm
don't
sure
think he
he
got
scored a
double
lot of
figures.
goals.
Nah, he didn't
I'm
score a
sure.
lot.
How many with his
He
head?
didn't score.
With headers?
no, he doesn't score headers.
0.
Hoyland, look, I've got his
He
stats up
can't.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atlanta
scored
got
10
9
goals.
goals. 9
Yeah, but
goals.
like the
Really?
difference between 9 and
In
12. Come
32
on.
games.
Yeah,
Nah,
but
but Serie A.
9 and 12
One at a
is
time.
No,
One at a
it's
time.
not
One
three
at a time.
games.
Go on, Kay.
he scored 9 goals in 32 in Serie A.
That's bad.
Yeah,
That's bad.
Why
he's
did we
bad.
pay
Yeah.
so much money for the guy?
Because he was
Ten Hag,
young.
but Ten Hag's son works for the agency for Hoyland.
Ten Hag's son.
Yes.
So it was basically a scam.
Anthony and Hoyland,
We got
his son
scammed
works for the.
by Ten
Mate,
Hag.
some people get him some big checks, mate.
Shit.
Oh boy. Okay.
yeah, man.
Now
It's just-
we have come to the end of the show. He will
You
be
never asked
back.
my question though. Just
Yeah.
quickly,
Yeah, go
how
on,
many
say the
players do you
question.
think realistically we are going to buy this transfer window?
On top
Not how
of
many we
Cunha,
need, not how many we
Including
need,
Cunha. Including
including
Cunha.
Cunha. How many do you think will we really
Four.
buy? Because we are
I think
broke.
in
Four.
total
I think
with
we'll get
Cunha
four.
four.
Four. What do you guys
Like I
think,
said, we need.
Joe?
I said we needed 5. We've
Okay,
already gotten Cunha, so 4. Yeah.
so another
Oh,
four.
are we another? Yes. Okay. Yeah, 5. I'll say in total of 5.
Where
Yeah,
does that leave
I'm
us
not.
with Sancho and Rashford?
no,
They're
they'll
not
be
going to
gone.
stay. They're going to be loaned out or sold. There's no way
So
they're
you guys
going
don't
back.
think Rashford is going to be playing for United next season?
Rashford's
No
not coming
chance.
back.
No.
I think he's
Right?
going to
Because
go on another loan.
Right.
I
There's no
think
way to
Barca
come.
won him, right? I've seen Barca.
Barca
I
won
saw
it. Barca won it.
Barca won him. Him and
Nah, that's
Jamal might be a strike
40
force.
million for
you should
Rashford. That's a bargain.
the
40 million.
The
And we're
Barca
saying
rumors.
Mateta. You're paying the same money you pay for Mateta for Rashford. Come on, guys.
I think him and
The
Jamal might
Barca
make
interest.
a good partnership.
He won't start if
Rashford
he
will
goes
kill it
Barca. He won't be
in the
starting.
league.
He
He's
won't
not
be starting.
starting, and
No,
that's
he
why
won't be
It
he'll
doesn't
starting.
do.
matter.
That's why
Even if he
he'll
comes
do
off the
well.
bench,
The
he'll do
expectations
well at
won't be
Barca.
there.
What do you
Yeah.
say,
He'll
Kay?
do. He'll.
Hold on, Joe.
Even if
Kay.
he's off the bench, he'll still do well at La Liga. Think
Hmm,
about the
okay.
demands of the La Liga.
Hmm.
Look at Rafinha, what Rafinha's doing in La Liga.
Hmm. True. Joe, what were you gonna
Yeah.
say?
And the expectation is not there. He doesn't have
Exactly.
to be the main man. They're not bringing in Rashford expecting him,
Starboy.
like
Exactly.
if he doesn't score 20 goals this season, they're going to be in trouble. When he's here at United, we are
It's
in
pressure.
trouble as a club because
Yeah.
we are lacking the goals that we need him to score. So that's why he's gonna be more relaxed. I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is. Some people just they evolve out of our club. Like, he's been a steward at the club for a very long time. I wish him well, but it's time. Let's move him
Yeah.
on.
100%.
Okay.
And to be honest, we should have moved them on. You can make a case that we should have moved him on a lot sooner when his selling potential was a lot higher.
Yeah.
I
When
would
PSG
say
wanted him.
I would say that Bruno is in the same position. We might want to take a look at selling Bruno at the rightful age of 30, right?
The Saudi money.
Yeah, maybe potentially offload him because he will slow down in the
But
He
next few
Joe,
will.
years.
but
And
once teams find out
motivation
we
as
got that
well.
money
You
for
know, did
Bruno,
you
how much
hear?
are they
Did
going
you
to
hear?
charge him?
Yeah. After the champion Europa League final, he was distraught. He was angry. Reports about him
That's his
being
second
angry.
Europa final he's losing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think he needs a new challenge, and let's take the money and rebuild.
But he still
Let's
probably
take the
That means
has
money
in
and
his
rebuild.
mind he has more to
He
still
wants to
offer
win it.
European football than
Yeah.
Saudi.
yeah. Well, if Saudi's the best offer on the table, then why would he want to hang around at United? We're not going to be.
He's the captain as well. You're forgetting he's the captain.
Bruno's too good to be playing, trying to make top four, and
Carabao and FA
didn't he
Cups.
win the Euros with Portugal and stuff?
No, he wasn't
That
in
is
that team.
He wasn't
he
in the
wasn't.
team.
He wasn't in that team
Okay.
then. He
So,
was
but he's
the
a
next
top
group.
player.
He
Yeah,
is.
he needs to go somewhere where they can play.
Yeah,
If
but
he goes to Al Hilal, yeah, Ronaldo's there. I think
once he goes to Spain,
Ronaldo's
that's
going
it.
there.
There's no coming back to Europe for him.
But you
Yeah,
There's no
can.
more career
I
suicide.
really don't think he should go to Saudi though. As a player, I
Yeah,
don't think
career
Yeah.
he should go to
suicide for
Saudi.
him.
His career is not there yet.
Where is
Does he not like playing with Ronaldo though? I thought there was a bit of friction between them two.
I mean for
Uh,
Portugal they
Wait,
haven't got a choice
yeah,
but to play
like
together.
this, you
They haven't got a
can't
choice.
want to play with Ronaldo so bad that you
yeah,
just completely forget about
your
your
career.
own career, your
Yeah.
Yeah,
desire
exactly.
to want to play in a competitive, like these guys are competitors at the end of the day, and
Mm.
they want to play at the highest level.
World Cup is
And
Why
next,
one of the
yes.
just,
things is
yeah,
family. You got to think about his kids and his family.
Mm.
yeah,
Uproot them from school, from a language they know, all the way to
to
service.
Saudi
It's a different
Arabia?
culture.
Come
Money
on, man.
talk
From different
pays, man.
Trust me,
culture.
Money
Saudi
talks.
Arabia, listen,
700K,
Nah,
what,
no.
dude?
A
Ken,
lot of people don't
That's a
like
Saudi
it.
legacy.
Arabia, Saudi
Yeah.
A lot of people
Arabia
don't like
will be
it.
there in 5 years. Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia will
exactly.
still be there with that bag in
When his
five
kids are
years.
older.
So
Yeah,
he
yeah,
needs to
yeah,
stay
yeah,
in
yeah.
Europe. He needs to
He
stay
Yeah.
in
needs to.
Europe.
He needs to. But boy,
Right.
the money. All the
Where
top
is
private schools in Saudi
does
as well.
everyone know where
It's
De
English
Bruyne's
speaking private.
where's De Bruyne heading to?
He's meant to go to Napoli.
Napoli, apparently.
Napoli? Dang.
Yeah. They've already
Okay.
made talks with him.
Oh well, okay. Oh, I thought he was going to Saudi.
It all
Oh,
depends
Yes,
whether
Napoli.
Conte stays, though. I think it depends whether the Conte stays.
okay.
Because if
Right,
Conte gets paid,
one football is staying at full agreement with Napoli on a free transfer.
oh wow,
That's what one football is saying.
he'll do well in Napoli. I think he'll do well.
yeah,
I think
he'll
so.
be
Yeah.
able to compete in that league. His body
Yeah.
can't compete with the Premier League
Premier
anymore.
League, nah, he's done.
He's exactly in almost the same position
Situation, Bruno.
as Bruno.
Nah, but
You
Bruno
know,
doesn't rely on pace, explosiveness. De Bruyne could get away from him, man. He can't do that anymore. Bruno's never been able to
that's
do
true.
that.
That's true. I'm just saying as far as like where their career is and
Right.
potentially
Nah, but
having
look at what
to
De Bruyne's
like
won. De Bruyne's won everything now in that
Yeah.
in
He's won
Football.
everything now.
that's
He's
true.
won everything in UK and Europe and World Club Championship and Champions League. So he's literally done. Only thing missing from De Bruyne's
World Cup.
is the World Cup. He's
World Cup,
literally,
yeah.
but he's done it in one team. One team. Wow. Woo. That's good, bro. He won the
Now, he was at
treble.
Man City for 10 years.
He's
People
gone
forget
treble.
that. He was at Man City for 10 years.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, there's gonna
He's
be
kind
a
of like the equivalent of Paul Scholes, who won everything at
yeah.
United.
There's gonna be a
Everything.
statue of him. Him and
Yeah,
Aguero. There's
100%.
gonna be a statue of them.
Yeah, I
They
won't be
made City
surprised.
what City are today.
Right. Yeah.
Him,
Yeah.
the likes of Yaya Toure.
No, I don't think they'll put Yaya Toure there. I
Nah.
doubt it.
Probably not. Probably not.
And
I
man, they
doubt
take
it.
every chance to shit on that dude, man. It's
I
embarrassing.
know.
It's
No,
sad.
Him and Pep didn't get on. That's the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Even at
Yeah,
Barca.
Barcelona. He tried to
Yeah.
he put him at centre back at Barcelona, remember? He
Hmm
tried to get rid of
That's
all the African players.
wild.
Etu,
Saving Etu.
yeah,
He got rid of
yeah,
Ronaldinho, you know that, right?
yeah. But
Because
Ronaldinho
he
was
said
partying.
Ronaldinho was a bad influence on Messi.
Yeah, but Ronaldinho was partying and turning up to training
Yeah,
day.
he was wilding.
Mm.
And
He was wilding out, bro.
All right, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, it would have been nice if the season ended on a greater note, even if it was just the Europa. But it didn't happen. We are not in Europa. We are going to be local-based team playing one game a week, and that is who we are. If we can win all the trophies, like the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and top four, that'd be a fantastic season. That is my wish for Man United next season. That is my wish. Win both local trophies, top four. That'd be great. And get a very good
That's
summer.
not gonna happen.
what youth players do you think? I think there'll be about 3 youth players that'll be promoted to the first team.
I think that Fredrickson will come through. I think
Kone and the guy, I forgot his name.
yes.
The
I don't know
Kone
about
guy.
Amas. I think he's a bit he's showing
Nah,
No,
Amas
he's
needs to
not
go
ready.
alone. He needs to
injuries.
go
He's not
alone.
ready.
He's too slow.
Uh,
Even
don't
that
think Hamas
Fredrickson
is too
guy is not
slow?
ready, man.
The
Cross,
Fredrickson guy, he's good in center defense though. I thought
dude,
Yeah.
Firmino
crosses,
will
he
get promoted.
dies, man.
The
I
other
think in
defender
the Premier League,
got
he would
injured.
die. He would die. Strikers out jump him all the time,
oh wow.
overpower him. He's not ready. He needs to
He's
go out
what,
alone.
17, 18?
Yeah, he's not. He needs to go out alone, like
Okay.
Ahmad did.
Who's that defender who got injured
Which
Heaven,
when
one?
he came back?
Heaven. He'll be in the
Heaven's
first team.
ready.
Heaven, yeah, I
Heaven.
think he'll
Heaven's
get
ready.
promoted.
Right.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
There'll
let
be,
me big shout
there'll be
out.
Kone and another guy. I think
Right.
he's in under 18. It's what did you say his name?
Obi,
No.
Obi,
Oh,
Chica
Obi
Obi.
will definitely get promoted.
Yeah.
There's another guy, I can't remember his name. He's like a wing back. But
I
yeah,
think I
can't
know who
remember
you
his name.
mean. Yeah, I think I know who you mean. I know who you mean. I can't remember his name. I know black guy, right?
Yeah, black guy.
I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. I know who you mean.
Is it Kukonki? Kukonki. Godwin
Is it him?
Kukonki.
I think he is, you know. I think that is him.
He played in
'Cause he-
you know the game where we beat Arsenal in the Youth Cup? I think he scored in that game. I can't remember his name though.
I think it's him. I think it.
I think it's
But
Kukonki because he's
Godwill
been.
Kaczynski, Godwill.
Yeah.
It is him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
I think it is him.
Right, gentlemen, it's been a long season. I think all of us mentally, this has
Yeah,
affected
drained.
me mentally to a point
Same.
whereby the time devoted to this. But on the upside, I want to thank you all individually. I mean, I want to thank you, Vim. Say hello to the missus and to the princess. Say hello.
I will.
Ken,
I will.
please, I'm being honest. Tell your missus, I'm telling Mr. Russell says thank you. Because this is all family time we're taking out, and I
For
want to
keeping
thank
me
you
up
guys.
late on Sunday nights.
There
yeah?
you go.
Yeah.
And we go. As for my contributor right here, Joe, we went to the pub yesterday. We went to what do you call it? What do you call it again?
Hey, you don't need to put that shit out there in the public.
No, but we went to this place. He went to support our local team, Houston Dynamos, yesterday, which was good.
We
But it
went
was fun.
supported them. I went for some barbecue. So over here,
They have what's
we have
called
this thing
tailgating.
called
It's called tailgating.
tailgating.
Oh, is that when they have the barbecue on the back of the pickup trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do that?
So they do that before the game, under these tents. They have the food, the drinks, then they march into the stadium, beating the drums and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
fun.
wow.
I got a video of it. I'll
Post the
put it
video.
out.
Right, it was
Oh, you
fun.
posted
I
the video?
liked
Okay.
it. Yeah, I liked it. But I want to thank you all individually. I really thank you. When we in October of this year, we won 3,900 subscribers. As of today, we're on 14,000
Wow.
Oh, wow.
subscribers.
That's good.
Wow.
That's
In a
Really
space
good.
of 6 months, we gained just 10,000 new subscribers, and we are averaging 1,000 a week subscribers from especially Middle East, India, Asia, a lot of them.
That's good.
So I
Any
want
from
to thank you.
Qatar?
I think Jake's a subscriber. I think like Jake's a subscriber, you know.
We got a like from Sheikh Jassim.
That would be great. So I
That
think
was
by the
wild.
time we start again back in August, we're going to be over 20. I can see that we'll be over 20.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for your time. It's been a long season mentally. Time we will be back for the pods in August. We just need a time out,
At least there's
refresh.
no more Thursday nights. Thank
Oh,
God,
I
no
know,
more
right?
Thursday nights.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think we're gonna miss it actually. We're gonna miss the
Nah,
fact
I'm
I'm
not
that
gonna miss
Thursday
that,
night.
man. I'm not gonna miss that.
horrible.
That's
Sunday game.
Not gonna,
Sunday
not
game.
gonna miss it.
Now we'll play more on Saturdays. I
we're
think
gonna
that'll
play
be
more
better.
Saturday games than
Yeah.
Sunday games. So we're
Yes.
gonna have more
Yeah.
Saturday games. So you know, it's been an absolute pleasure with you guys. It's fun. The other guys missed out. It is what it is, but I'll reach out to them in the chat. But guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I thank you so much for your
Have a
time.
good summer, guys.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Glory, glory.
Man
Man
United.
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 Nice
You
one.
guys on the
Take
next
care,
one.
guys.
Go
We'll
next.
see you
Yeah.
guys back in the new season. Take
Pre-season,
care,
Yes.
guys.
pre-season.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Take care.
Right.
Cheers.
Bye.